Welcome back to my channel, people. My name is Lawrence Jerome and this is Young and Uprising. I don't know about you guys, but being broke is not nice. Unfortunately, most people I know are always crying broke. They always in need of this, they always in need of that, they always want this, they always want that. Family members be like, Lawrence, you know, $20 and you know, for me to go down by KFC and do something and buy a thing then. Fellas on the block be like, I buy nothing, I'll find on you then. What you say? Then foreign pharaoh be like, hey my brother, can I have $1? For the worst part, 95% of them have jobs. They have a steady income, just like I do. So why don't you have no money? Boy, the economy hard. Trust me, boy, the economy hard. Boy, scared of the country upside down, boy. Now everybody to go and beg for it. They look for all kind of reasons, all kind of excuses to blame somebody or something other than themselves. Instead of looking at ways to improve on themselves, instead of looking at ways to reduce the effort of spending and increase the effort of savings, all they do is complain, is look for something or someone else to blame for their lack. No one forced you to take that big loan. No one forced you to take that expensive appliance, that expensive furniture on hire purchase. No one forced you to put yourself in all that debt. The fact of the matter is, most people are not broke because they don't have money. They are broke because they spend too much money. For most people, discipline in the area of money can be very difficult. But like any other discipline, it has to be cultivated. It starts with the most simple things like waking up in the morning and making your bed and growing from there. Okay, that being said, I'm going to share with you 4 simple things that made me save more money and reduce on my spend. Now, before you go ahead judging me, right, I'd just like to say that when I started doing these things, it was not for the intention of saving money or spending less. It just so happened that this is how I was benefited by doing so. That being said, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that allowed me to reduce my spending and save some money was fishing. From ever since I was a little boy, I always loved fishing. Fishing was always a little hobby of mine. And we've always lived near the sea. So whenever I would go out and take a sea bath, I'd always carry my fishing line and a few spare hooks along with me. But you know, as you get older, as you start to get older, you know, you're no longer going to school, you know, life happens and you no longer have that free time that you used to. You now have added responsibility and other things take priority. And years later, you're a member of a youth group and the youth group decides that we're going on a fishing activity. And little do you know, you run down to Nassif supermarket, you grab a fishing line and some hooks, and that sparks the fire. It was around that same time that I was trying to cut out meat from my diet, so I mainly bought fish. And if you're living in Dominica, you know that fish can be very expensive. $6, $8, $9, $10 a pound. And you know Dominicans love fish. Dominicans spend a lot of money on fish. So if you want to spend less money, you could go out and do your own fishing. I mean, link up with some friends, take the family out once in a while and do some fishing. Maybe you might say, well, I don't have no fishing supplies. Well, go out and buy some. You might not be able to buy a fancy fishing rod, but I'm sure that you can buy a small fishing line and a few hooks. And you better not tell me about a boat, because you know in Dominica, you can go almost anywhere and fish, except for maybe Champagne or one of them other diving places in Sufria or wherever the case may be. But the majority of places in Dominica, you can go and fish. And trust me, you'll save money in the long run. I remember going and fish one of those times and coming home with so much fish that lasted me over 3 weeks. And that's 3 weeks not having to buy any fish. So that's money saved. Not only will you save some money, but fishing is a good stress reliever. You get to relax, inhale some fresh sea breeze, meditate, learn a little bit more about yourself and others that you may bring along with you. There is so much benefit. Okay, so the second thing I did that allowed me to reduce spending and start save some money was that I stopped going to the barbershop and I stopped cutting my hair. Now I am not saying that in order for you to save money, you need to stop cut your hair, because I did not stop cut my hair because I wanted to save money. So that's not what I'm telling you to do. There are many people who never visit the barbershop whose hair are always well cut and well trimmed. So if you are a parent who have children whose hair has to be cut on a regular basis, that one of the things that you can do is invest in a haircut. And with liquid training, you could cut your own children's hair. And that can apply to any individual. Get a hair cutter and practice cutting your own hair. On the other hand, depending on the nature of your lifestyle, you could just grow out your hair in an afro altogether to save you the trouble of having to purchase a hair cutter in the first place. And believe me, it might not sound like much, but you'll save up a lot more money in the long run. I know of many people who go to the barbershop on a regular basis. I myself went to the barber on a regular basis. I would take a shape up every 2 weeks, and every 3 weeks to a month I would take a haircut. So right now, that's $15 to $20 a month that I am saving now that I don't go to the barber. The third thing I did that allowed me to save my money was starting a backyard garden. I love gardening and I have a beautiful backyard garden. Come on, I'll show you. Boom! Yeah, you won't begin to imagine how much produce I get out from this little garden. Man, I've harvested cabbages, lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, chive, parsley, celery. You name it! Okay, so on a serious note, I can't show you my backyard garden right now because first of all, it's 9 p.m., it's dark out, and secondly, it's a mini jungle out there. So it's been a few months since I planted anything, but it's also been a few months since I bought things like chive and more chive and thyme. That's because I have these things growing in pots on the outside, and they seem to be immortal because the more I cut them, the more they grow. I cut them, they grow. I cut them, they grow. But however, I've been able to save on quite a few things like bell and seasoning peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, cabbages, and lots more, including all the stuff I called earlier. The only challenging thing is that it takes a lot of dedication and hard work, and like fishing, it allows you to develop a lot of patience. That being said, if you have been enjoying this video, you can click the like button at the bottom of the screen, and if you have not already, feel free to subscribe if you want to help this channel and if you want to be notified when I bring out the next video. I'm hoping to see if I'll be able to bring out a video at least once a week if possible, but you never know. Now last but not least, which I think helped me spend a lot less money, was when I drastically changed my eating habits. The amount of money people spend on food in Dominica is unbelievable, and I was no exception. Sometimes I'll have my breakfast at home, but most mornings I'd buy my breakfast on the way to work. At around after 10 minutes to 11, I'd go out, I'd buy a snack. At around 1:30 or 1 p.m. lunchtime, I'll go out, buy lunch. Later on in the afternoon, around after 3 minutes to 4, I'll go out and have another snack. And if I'm not heading to church, around 7 p.m. when I get home, I'll have supper. For the most part, when I get home, I'll prepare supper, so I won't necessarily have to spend money at night. But during the days I have to go to church, our church has a snack shop, and trust me, I'd always have a snack. So that was a lot of money that was just going into just stuff in my stomach. And I'm sure that there are many of you who do the exact same thing, or maybe even worse. Obesity is on a rise in Dominica. And right now, with a little discipline, I'm able to eat only one major meal a day. Now I'm not saying that you all should go ahead and eat one meal a day. That takes a lot of discipline. But look for other alternatives. Get up early and prepare your own meals. And avoid fast food restaurants on a regular basis. You'll spend a lot less money and save a lot more. Okay, so thanks for watching, people. I just shared with you 4 ways I was able to reduce on my spending and save a lot more money. So since you have made it to the end of this video, I have a bonus for you. I don't know how much you guys can see, but you see that little car? This little car belongs to my sister. Okay, this one is for those of you who has to take a public transportation, whether to work or to school. You see, my sister lives next door and she has the little boy who has to go to school, and she leaves the house at 7 a.m. in the morning. But it's my habit for me to leave the house at around 7:30 to get the bus. Now I had to develop discipline and get up early if I want to save some money so I can hitch a ride with my sister. So this is another way that you could save some money. If you are somebody who lives far, especially if you live far, you see me now, I live just in Marsac, so that's just $250. But believe me, $250 a day goes a long way. But this can be even more beneficial for people who live further, like Portsmouth, all the way to the north or all the way to the east, and they have to get to Roseau for work or for school. If you have a family member with a vehicle, or you have a neighbor with a vehicle who leaves to work in the morning for a particular time, this would be a good opportunity to develop a relationship with a neighbor and to hitch a ride. You'll be able to save more money and spend less. That takes me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, as I said before, feel free to hit that like button, and if you have any comments, feel free to comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching.